Inspired by Nando v Movies, High Top Films, Captain Midnight, and many others, as well as the release of Avengers Endgame, it's time to look at the scenes that stand out within the MCU. When My Dumb Question brought this project up to me, I questioned for a while which scene I would pick. My favourite MCU movie is Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, so it was beyond tempting to pick something from that. One in particular scene came to mind. But at the end of the day, I don't feel that it's the strongest film or scene the franchise has to offer. If I look into my heart, I know what I have to talk about. Captain America the Winter Soldier is what I believe to be one of the greatest all-round films in the MCU. Amazing action, brilliant new characters introduced, and let's not forget the elevator scene. Stunning. But the scene that will always break my heart, no matter how brief it may be, is Steve's reunion with Peggy Carter. Through both the end of the first Avenger, Avengers Assemble, and the beginning of this film, we see Steve trying to really connect with this world. Torn away from everything he knew in the 40s and struggling to fit into this world. Trying to catch up. Even keeping a list of things he needs to research and learn about. He is the man out of time. And then there's Peggy, his one connection to the life he had and a woman he loved. One he promised to come back to. Unlike Steve, she's lived through those years. While he is as young as he was when they last met, she's on death's door and in a hospital. When we enter the scene, it's in the middle of a conversation, the pair discussing how the years have treated them. Particularly Peggy, obviously. The dynamic between the pair has certainly shifted. When they first met, it was Steve who was weak and frail, while now he's having to watch the woman who believed in him in a worse state. For a moment, she coughs. Steve fetches a glass of water, but when she looks up, she's seeing him again for the first time. Shocked that he's alive, shocked to even be seeing him again. His only real reply.
Well, I couldn't leave my best girl.
The scene is designed to be heartbreaking in its execution, especially for anyone watching who's gone through this experience. But even though Peggy doesn't actually die until Captain America Civil War, this is the moment that Steve's connection to the 40s truly dies. He can never go back. He's missed so much. While talking with her, he sees the photos of her life, the family, the happiness, everything he never got to have with her. And in the blink of an eye, she forgets. Forgets he's come back, forgets their entire conversation. And from Steve's reaction, it's not the first time he's seen this happen to her. He knows her end is coming, and he knows that means that everything he left behind is about to disappear. The woman he loved is fading away right before his eyes. And while there is nothing he can do about it, it's not a villain. It's not Hydra, there's no Infinity Stone he can use to save the day. He was just too late. The scene is the "we can never go home" moment for Steve, where he is truly a member of the 21st century. That moment where he needs to accept the world he now lives in. Fittingly enough, this happens in the same film where it turns out that the organization that created him, that he fought for and works with, is secretly a part of Hydra and still plans to take over. The MCU is full of memorable and moving scenes. Like I said, my first thought was to talk about Guardians 2. But if I was to pick a scene that did fundamentally change a character without major action, it would be this. A man wanting to connect to the woman he loved, and losing her in the same moment. There are so many great scenes to pick from, and there are so many videos discussing it. I've left a link in the description to all of them. Keep going. And the end game is upon us.